Rates for required childhood vaccinations in South Dakota have dropped in recent years, while religious exemptions for the shots have risen.
Now, only a moment or two on the internet or social media can quickly display just how much false or misleading information is readily available about vaccines. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Dan Santella explores how vaccine hesitancy can become conviction in South Dakota.
Natasha Smith has seen her views on vaccines transform.
I had been reading books about pregnancy and parenthood of toddlers, that sort of a thing. And the author of those books ended up veering into kind of an anti-vaccination realm, and I followed her. I didn't vaccinate my kiddos when they were little.
And she wanted this to spread.
I coached other parents on how to talk to their pediatrician about not vaccinating. I coached other parents on how to work with the school district and get exemptions to the vaccines.
This Sioux Falls mom who works for Sanford Health now feels entirely different.
It took a lot of, I think, challenging preconceived beliefs and really challenging some of the information I thought to be true in order to arrive at the decision that I had made the wrong choice, that I needed to get them vaccinated.
For Dr. Rick Koima with Avera Health and Dr. Ashley Sands with Sanford Health, empathy with a patient or parent is an important component to a conversation about vaccines.
It's approaching each patient and their parents as an individual and having the conversations, trying to understand what their reasons for hesitancy are and what their questions are. There are some people who just have seen lots of misinformation.
People have carried that hesitancy with COVID vaccine into other vaccines as well, and I think a distrust of any recommendations that come down from government organizations. And they're looking to do what's best for their kids, and that's the reason they become hesitant.
I welcome questions. Come on in, we'll have this conversation, and see if I can help guide you to the information that is most important.
Nurse Taylor Rayfelt of Sioux Falls, who serves as a Republican in the South Dakota State Legislature, highlights the value of appreciating scientific evidence.
I think we have to concentrate on making sure that we're empowering families to make their own decisions and that their decisions are based on scientific evidence and facts.
Despite the recent downward trend among required childhood vaccinations in South Dakota, the latest data still shows us that 89 or 90% of kindergartners and sixth graders are vaccinated.
What we're seeing is actually a lot of vaccine confidence.
Cameron Toft, State Director for South Dakota Families for Vaccines, focuses on where most South Dakotans stand.
There is a pro-vaccine majority in South Dakota. When you look at kindergarten vaccination rates, when you look at sixth grade vaccination rates, you're seeing 90% vaccination for MMR. That is a huge majority of South Dakota parents that are vaccinating their children.
When it really does come down to it, 90% of South Dakotans still get their children vaccinated. The vast majority get their children vaccinated.
Melissa Magstad, Secretary of South Dakota's Department of Health, tells KELOLAND News she commissioned a study on vaccines in 2024.
We've gotten those surveys back, and so we're going to start using that information to target messages to hopefully allay some concerns about vaccine safety and side effects.
Still, there is a notable difference between 90% and a higher rate.
Once our vaccine rates drop down to 85 or 90%, that societal protection starts to wane quite a bit, and we'll start seeing a lot more disease after that as well.
The thing to know is that vaccines are like the most studied drug or medication that are given to children. So we know what's in them, we know how safe they are. We know that they are very important in preventing not only disease, but the complications that come from illness and also the spread of disease from person to person.
We have to acknowledge that there is a place for vaccines and that they've had profound benefit on our society. Now, does that mean that you don't have a right to get all the information before you make a decision for your family? Absolutely not. You should get all that information.
And evidence-based information is invaluable.
I do think that once you're going to get that information, you are likely to make the decision to get your child vaccinated because it's beneficial to not just your family, but the families around you.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Dan Centella.
Earlier tonight, Dan did a deep dive into the vaccine rate data available on the South Dakota Department of Health's website. Those numbers, organized into different tables to showcase the trends, are included in this story on our website.